Okay, so this is our new house. The outside of it, anyway, the inside is currently full of boxes and not looking the best at the moment. So we are not ready for an inside tour. That may be a while in coming. Some things are going to change here in a little bit, but let's show you what it looks like now before things change. And here is our mailbox. I think it's kind of cool that we have a brick mailbox. That's kind of almost exactly what we were trying to go for at our old place. We've got some Japanese maples all over the place here, and it's not exactly the look I'm going for out front here. There is a corner in the backyard that has Japanese stuff, so some of these things are probably going to be moved to the back. Obviously, these things in the pots are some of the stuff that we brought from our old place. And what we're gonna do here is make my rose garden here out front on this side. Because I don't think they are going to get very much shade over here with this big tree. I'd like to put it on both sides so it's evened out, but I'm not sure how much sun they're going to get. So they might all have to end up being on the left side over here. And so you come up the walkway, probably going to move these two bushes because these are the Japanese pears shrubs, I think, and they're going to go in the backyard with the Japanese stuff. And this is what you see. I am still kind of in shock that this is our house. It's so pretty. It's definitely a change from being outside on the farm with 36 acres, that's for sure. And as you can see to the left, we have some boxwoods. Those are going to be removed. Some of you are like, no, don't remove the boxwoods. They'll go well with the roses. 'Tis true. However, these are the old original boxwoods that smell really bad. Like, they smell like cat urine. I can't stand them. It makes me want to puke. So these ones are being removed. And I'll be planting something else there. But, so it's got a little patio here. This is our bistro table here. I need to spruce that up a bit. But the cool thing is, one of the other things I'm going to do is eventually I'm going to, around this little brick patio here, I'm going to have a brick wall where it's kind of like a stair-stepped wall to the top up here. And then around on the other side, I'm going to go back down where it starts tall and stair-steps kind of down here. So it's kind of like a, I don't know what you call it, almost like a ruin, but it looks pretty. I'm going to put the bistro table in the middle, and along the sides of the brick, I'm going to plant the climbing roses along the outside of it. So that's where I'm going to put that. And then over here, we have to figure out where the line is between our neighbor's property and ours. And I think it's right here where these camellias lined up. This is their pathway. So I think it's just on the other side of this pathway where the line is. And we are going to put some of our hydrangeas that were in the circle garden along here. Those big limelights, I think it'll fit 7 of them. And then if we walk around the back, past these 2 camellias. Well, actually, how many of them are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 maybe? 7 camellias maybe? I'm pretty sure that's what those are. But we brought 2 camellias with us. We had to leave the other one. We might put 2 more camellias down there to line up with it. not sure what we're doing with this area yet. I'm not sure how much sun this gets. If it gets a decent amount of sun in the summertime, I mean, right now it doesn't get any, but I don't know. Maybe we'll put some raised garden beds here or something. I'm not sure. But this is the back. This is kind of going to be like meadow area here, I think. There's all of these maples, and I'm not sure if that's Hinoki cypress, more Hinoki cypress that they've just trimmed down along here. And look at this gorgeous fountain. I just can't believe it. I mean, look how pretty that is. And some more of the smelly boxwoods. Those will probably eventually be removed, but we're going to start with the front yard first. It's so pretty. And back here, there's more of, I think this is another cypress. There's a couple of them in pots. They'll probably be moved. More smelly boxwoods. Right now, we're kind of letting the dogs go to the bathroom on them because they hate them just as much as we do, apparently. It's because they smell like urine. So these are going to be removed. These boxwoods are going to be removed. But look at how pretty that patio is. I'm just in love with it. We'll probably put like a kitchen herb garden along this patio is probably what we're going to do. And then over here, you can see this is more Japanese themed. So some of the things out front are going to be moved back here. And I will start with how we're going to do that. So over here is this Hinoki cypress tree, which is way too close to the house, and it is not doing well, as you can see. So we are going to be taking that down, unfortunately. This one, though, can stay, but the roots are already getting into the foundation, so this one has to come down. So there's the front. On the other side, there's a double fence here. So if you come over here, there's a little pathway. Neighbors. It's kind of like a little hidden nature trail back here. It's very Japanese feeling. And come through, and you see this beautiful Japanese maple. That is not our cat. That is the neighbor's cat. It's going to be interesting when our cats are finally allowed to go out in their yard in a few weeks. Anyway, this is actually a little fountain. So it comes down here and kind of has a little bit of a pond here. We might build that up a little bit so it like catches the water. How pretty is that going to be when it's all cleaned up? Some cedars, pine tree back here, and we honestly don't know what this stone is for. It's huge, and it's like it was purposely put here because it's polished, like it's got a polished stone on the top. So don't know what that's from, but here is our nemesis in Western Oregon. We have blackberry briars growing from the neighbor's yard that we are going to have to keep on top of and cut and pull out. And we don't know how much we can actually plant back here. First of all, it's so shady, but there's a little bit of sun now, but also the power pole is right here in our backyard. So we're gonna have to call the 411 people and ask, where exactly can we dig? Because we don't really know. I mean, it's literally right in our backyard right here. So it could be tricky cutting those blackberry briars. We're going to have to be very careful. Anyway, but back to this over here. It was so beautiful in the fall. There's so much red and orange in the fall back here. But we are going to move the Japanese looking stuff up front and bring them back here and have kind of make it a curved path along here. And our pine trees that we had in the circle garden, we're also going to put back here. So this is all going to be filled in with shrubbery and trees. Might leave just one little opening there to walk through, but it'll have the Japanese pieris, a pine tree, another maple tree here, and then we'll do the same thing. Another little maple tree, Japanese pieris, another pine tree, so that it kind of goes. We're gonna walk straight here, kind of curve around out just a smidge, and then curve back in to this tree here. And this whole area will kind of have that Japanese garden feel to it. It already does. And my husband loves Japanese garden. I'm not 100% big on it. I'm more of a cottagey garden person, but we're going to give this section here and let this section be the Japanese garden and kind of like wall it off with trees and stuff, so that this kind of creates a wall and a different garden feel here. I hope I'm explaining that well. And then here we'll have the starting of the herb garden around here. And I'm not sure what we're going to do with this section here. Right now everything looks so nice because it's so matchy, but the Japanese garden in the front doesn't really, to me, it doesn't really feel like the house, like it should be part of it. So that's why we're moving those Japanese stuff and putting it back here. This here, I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what we're gonna plant. I haven't made a plan for that yet. These trees are really pretty and they match, so we'll leave them, I guess. I hate arborvitaes though, but they are blocking out the neighbors. But we have to put a taller fence somehow behind the arborvitaes because our big dog, our livestock guardian dog, Khaleesi, she can jump over that 4-foot fence rather easily if she wanted to. So we are going to have to put a taller fence behind those arborvitaes, and we're not sure how we're going to do that yet. If we have to take the arborvitaes down in order to get back there and put it up, or if we can squeeze back there behind them. And obviously with the power pole right there, there's not a lot we can plant. It can't go too tall anyway. So whatever we plant back there can't be tall. And it looks like we are going to have these maple trees probably trimmed down. I don't know. They're getting into the power poles, and I'm not sure if the power company will do that or if we have to pay for that. I'm not sure who's responsible about that. We never had power poles on our property before, so we had such an open space. This is all new to me. But I really don't like those arborvitaes. And some of them aren't doing well. Like you can see this one's not doing very well. There's over there and over there. They're just not, some of them aren't doing well. And maybe we'll just trim out the dead part that's not doing well and wait and see what we can do. I'm not sure if that big huge thing is on our property or on the neighbors. I'm gonna have to go back into the back and look. But I think for now we are just going to leave this section green grass for our dogs. I might eventually fill it with something else, but for right now we're leaving it. And that is the backyard. So back in the front yard, the 2 Japanese pear shrubs are moving to the back. And then this little maple shrub and this one over here will be moved to the back. I wish we could move these two big ones to the back, especially this one right here. That one is really cool. It doesn't really go with the roses. It doesn't really go with my cottage plants, which I really drastically, desperately want to put in the front yard. However, I really don't want to lose that tree either, and we just had a quote how much it would cost to move them in the back and how much it would cost just to pull them out. Just to pull these two bigger trees out, it's going to cost $800. To pull them out whole, intact, and plant them in the backyard was going to be $2,000 each. So altogether, $4,000 just to move those two and plant them in the back. And we don't have that kind of money, so probably not going to be able to keep them whole. But I really love this tree. I'm not sure if I will have that tree removed or not. It doesn't really go with my other stuff though. This one here I'm not in love with. And it's pretty much kind of the same as these little small ones here. But this one here with that curve, the crook in the trunk is really quite cool. I just don't want the Japanese style in my front yard. I wish they had just left the Japanese all in the backyard. But that one is probably going to end up coming out because there's no way to not make it part of the front roses and stuff. So anyway, and this is a pretty fountain, not what they left. This one for sure works because it was running when we first came to look at the house. And all of these roses are Gerards. They're called Gerards? I'll have to look how to pronounce it. Roses, and I don't think I'm going to keep them here. Gerard's roses are in fact azaleas, which I did not know that at this time. Probably save them and give them away, perhaps. And these are the trees, the pine trees I'm talking about, that are going to go in the back in the Japanese garden section. That is it for the outside yard house tour. Thanks for watching, and until next time, feed the pollinators for me.